I'm Casey. I don't know what I'm doing. Other introduction things. I don't know. Probably don't know this about me because I've only been on YouTube since January. I love Stephen King. He's one of my all-time favorite authors. He isn't the best author in the world, but he's so good at writing characters that I really, really love and just want to keep reading about. This is one of my favorite things in reading. It's something that will keep pulling me back to a book time and time again. It's something that often puts me off of a book when there's too much world building, too much action, too much everything else, and it doesn't have enough character. And Stephen King's excellent at that. My all-time favorite Stephen King book, and the first Stephen King book I ever read, was The Wastelands. This is the third book in the Dark Tower series. And you might be asking yourself right now, wait, didn't she just say this was the first Stephen King book she ever read? Yeah, when I was 12. Very, very smart decision at that age. I checked this book out from the library. Probably not this edition. I think it was the one that was the same size but had Blaine promptly on the cover, because that would have been much more appealing to me as a kid. And I very quickly, after checking it out from the library that summer, was like, wow, this is really reading like a book in the middle of a series. What's happening here? And then continued to just plow through and not think too far beyond that. And I absolutely loved it. And then I quickly realized at the end that, oh, this is book 3. So I went back to the library that I checked out, The Gunslinger, to start the series. And I hated this book. I hated this book at like 12. And I still don't love it now, 20 years later. This is, I don't know. I don't want to call it like overrated or overhyped or anything, because that seems a little mean. But I just don't love it. I never felt like it really fit into the rest of the series. And anytime I've done a reread of this, and I say a reread, I didn't really read this book all the way through until I was probably 18 or 19. I quit reading it when I was 12 because I fell asleep about halfway through and just returned it to the library and picked up book 2. But I have read this since, and I've read it several times since. I try to go through the entire series when I reread it, and I just never love this. It doesn't fit quite right. I can appreciate it for what it is and how it starts the series that I love, but I just never love this. It's a little weirdly written. It just doesn't really fit, right? For me, in my opinion. And then lo and behold, we're reading this for book club, and my mother-in-law just completely shatters my world by telling me that there's a remastered, updated edition of The Gunslinger. I had no idea, and apparently it's been out since 2003. I was flabbergasted. I was shocked. I was upset that I didn't know this. And so I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy a new edition. And then, a couple weeks after we finish this, I'll read that one and I'll kind of see what the difference is. And my beautiful mother-in-law loaned me her physical copy. And then my wonderful husband had the idea to do a vlog, essentially, just reading both of these and kind of comparing and talking about my opinions of these different versions. So that's what we're gonna do. This is going to be a little bit more of an experimental video for us because we haven't done anything like this before, but I think it's really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to reading this edition here. I briefly skimmed it last night whenever they let us borrow this, and I'm really excited. There were definitely some things that I don't like in this version that have been slightly changed that work a little better in this one. I saw that the language in here fits a lot more with the rest of the series, and I'm really excited. I really hope this is a fun video. I hope you enjoy watching this, and we'll see how quickly I get through these. If you can see my bookmark here, I'm about halfway through this one. I'm not going to reread the first half, but my goal right now, I think, is to finish this one and at least get halfway through this one today, but I might just stay up late and read both of these. That way I can more fully talk to you about them, and because I'm really excited, and I get to keep putting off a little life for another day. So, okay, I hope you enjoyed. It is Friday, the 8th It is about 10 o'clock at night, and this is the first time I'm really taking the opportunity to read. And I really want to get through this tonight and get through at least half of the other edition of this tonight. Maybe, depending on how late my husband stays up, I'll be able to finish all of it, but we will see, and I'll do a check-in with you in the morning. But I want to take the opportunity now to talk about some things that I don't love in this and why I don't love this one, even though it's the first book in my favorite series. So one of the big things in this, and this might be a little bit of a hot take, not a hot take, I'm 32, I don't need to be talking like the youth on the TikTok, but well, maybe a little bit of a controversial opinion. I actually think this is just dreadfully boring. I know there's like this big shootout and with Jake in the mountain and everything, but I just think it's so boring. I think it's so boring. I've always thought it was boring. I just don't know. I don't know why. Probably the writing. It's probably the writing. I don't like it. I don't think it does a lot for the story or for the characters. And I think it's boring. Even like the flashback to Roland growing up, it's so boring. And also, I know this is kind of a petty thing. As far as all the books are concerned that have beautiful artwork in here, that wasn't a okay. I'm gonna have to find my place. My bookmark fell out. But as far as like all the beautiful artwork in here is concerned, maybe not that one. That one seems a little bit spoilery. Like, this is the best one in here. I love this one so much. But all the rest of it's not even nearly as good as it is in the rest of the series, in my opinion. In my opinion. Trying to find my spot, which is stupid. I'll do that later. But yeah, I think it's boring, and I really think it's the writing. I don't enjoy the writing in here. It's so different than I think the way King writes in at least anything else I've ever read from him. I haven't exhausted his works or anything. Maybe, I'm sorry, I'm having an epiphany here. It's not really an epiphany, I'm having a thought here. Maybe this is why I just don't want to read Eye of the Dragon, because that's one of his other fantasy books, and I really just think that maybe the writing's a little similar, maybe it's not, I don't fucking know. Maybe that's why I keep putting that one off. Who knows? But yeah, I don't love the writing. I think it's very different than any of the other books in the series. Even the ones he wrote, 30 years later, it feels like there's definitely a connection between all the books, and even though you can see certain patterns and habits and just writing styles that change throughout it, they all feel connected, except for this one. It's so off. I will also say one of the other things I really don't like in here, and I tend to forget about it for the most part because I don't think about this book in the series a lot, it's so weirdly sexual, even for Stephen King, right? It's so weird. It's not like the content is overly sexualized or anything, it's the writing. It's just everything's a little bit like, I don't know, it's just a little icky, which sounds so silly, but I can't think of a better word for it. I don't know, it just is weird. This is a lot of I don't knows and a lot of never getting around to the point, my bad. But I am, even the backstory stuff for Roland, who I don't even, do we ever get his name? Probably in here. I don't know. I don't fucking remember. It's off. I don't love it, and I think I'm very much a part of a lot of people who think book 4 is like one of the best ones in the series. Excuse me, I had a burp. Even though it's not my favorite, I think it's probably the best in the entire series. And that one's so much about Roland and not necessarily growing up, but Roland and Susan, and when he was young and still innocent in a lot of ways. It's so engaging and captivating, and the part in here that is him flashing back to, like, with Hax the cook and Court and things like that, I just don't find interesting. I don't really care about it. I really want to see what this updated version has. I'm so mad at myself that I never knew. I'm having to do the math here. Yeah, I was a freshman in high school when the updated version came out, and I had no idea. None. And I'm 32 now. I'm almost 33. And I'm just now finding this out. And I'm so excited. um, but I'm going to stop this here. I'm going to see about finishing this. If I finish this tonight, I will... Not if I finish this. I am going to finish this tonight. Depending on how late it is and how, like, tired or goofy I'm feeling. I'll do a quick update with, you know, just general thoughts, I guess. And if I finish the other one, I'll do the same, again, depending on how late it is, but we'll see. Okay, I'll check back in with you in a bit. Bye. This is weird. This is kind of exciting. So when I filmed that clip a couple of hours ago, I totally forgot, and I don't know why, that I'm 32. That I'm old. I get tired at midnight. I turn into a pumpkin. Oh my god. I'm fading. I've got, like, I don't know, 60 pages left in this. Because I kept getting distracted by other things. Mostly my neighbors are having, like, this massive rager behind our house. And I think it's funny. I don't really care what they are. But it keeps distracting my dogs, and it's distracting me. And I'm so tired now, so I'm gonna try to finish this. Let's see. I may not, and I don't think I'm gonna touch the other one tonight because I'm old, and I forgot I was old. Thank you. I don't know if you could hear them yelling then. It's like 3 p.m. on Saturday. My husband just left for D&D, which, by the way, fucking kick-ass tonight. Stop moving. Have a really great night. I hope everything goes so well. I know you planned so much. But fun fact, about 5 minutes after I filmed that last clip, my husband came upstairs for the night, and we were both tired, so we went to bed because we're old people. And I didn't read any more, and I haven't read any today because we were doing some stuff to get ready for him to leave for D&D. My phone's just moving closer and closer to my face. And he just left, and I'm gonna try to read some after I eat my salad kit that I dug out of the fridge the day before its best update went bad. I'm gonna try to eat that because I don't feel well today. I'm really tired. I had, like, kind of like a rough, almost sensory overload this morning. But I just haven't. But I, like, feel better emotionally, but I felt really off physically today. I just don't feel great. So I'm gonna eat my salad, and then I'm gonna try to finish up the older version of the Gunslinger, and then start the new one, and maybe wrap that up today. That might be more something I need to plan for tomorrow, because I think after I eat and I wrap this up, I'm just gonna head downstairs, and I don't know. I was planning on playing a bunch of DVD tonight, but I think I might just watch movies on the couch. I don't know. The sun got real weird. The lighting got real weird. So, okay. I guess I'll call it here. Bye. Look at that precious girl. Yeah. Someone's cranky. Hey, beeps. That's cranky now. So I'm trying to finish the Gunslinger right now, and I'm still so bored. I get so bored whenever I read this book. So bored. I'm so bored. I make it like 3 pages, and I'm like, oh, I'll just fart around. I'll watch like 3 or 4 TikToks, and then it's 15 minutes later, and I'm like, shit, no, I have 30 pages left. I should just fucking read them. And then I read 3 pages, and I'm so bored. I'm like, oh, I'll see if my husband sent me a message if his D&D group tonight is going well. And then I'm back on TikTok, because there's always more fucking TikTok. And I just can't. I'm so bored. I just want to DNF it. I'm so bored. I've been sitting here on the couch for like, I don't know, probably like 30 minutes at this point. Maybe 45. Being like, oh, I so have to pee. Well, that's going to motivate me to read the book, because I'm not going to pee until I read the book. And now my bladder is about to burst because I get so fucking bored. I keep doing anything else except for reading this book. And my mutt is being so cute. He's so precious. Yeah, it's just, I'm so bored with this. I need to finish this because then I want to be done with it. And I hope the other version's better. I'm just so bored. I'm so bored. They're literally in the mountains getting attacked, and like, I know everything's about to go down with Jake right now, and I just couldn't give a fuck. I couldn't give a fuck. I'm so bored. Okay. 1 second. You're not gonna... I can't flip the... I mean, you had to see this. This is cute. This is adorbs. Okay, I'm gonna go pee. Is this the angle? Is this how I'm gonna do this? Since I can't find one I'm decently pleased with. Let's see. Will that work? I guess that'll work. Hi, this is a curtain. I came upstairs to deal with a broken nail after just filming a clip, because now I'm getting around to doing all the things that I was putting off until I finished the Gunslinger, because I'm apparently just not gonna push myself to read that very quickly right now. But I think I finally had... I'm filing a nail. I just said I was dealing with a broken nail. Duh. Okay, sorry. Bleh. I think I finally figured out why I don't like this book compared to the rest of them. And it's something I talked about in the intro for this, is Stephen King does characters really well, right? I love his characters. I find them interesting. I find them engaging. I fall in love with them, or I hate them. I want to keep reading about them. I keep wanting to read their journey. I'm very invested in his characters. And I don't think he does that in this one. Roland's just kind of like dark, maybe a little enigmatic, and he's like mysterious and brooding, but he's just like almost a non-entity. It's so frustrating to read about, because I just don't care. I don't find Roland engaging in this book, and I do in all the others. I know a lot of people feel like The Gunslinger is one of the better books in the series, and they love Roland in The Gunslinger, and I don't. I don't know, man. Maybe I think that this one is probably more of a Western than a lot of the other books in this series. They lean more fantasy, which is very funny to me, because we were talking a bit about this book with my husband's parents the other day, and my father-in-law was like, I thought this was a Western, and it's not. And we were like, well, no, kind of. We're all just dealing with the curtain, by the way. I just don't want to move it. And I don't think Roland's interesting in this. I don't even find Jake interesting, and he's one of my favorite characters throughout the entire series, you know? And I don't find Jake to be interesting. I don't find what's happening interesting. I'm just not interested in Roland. Not really interested in the Man in Black. I don't find Jake interesting. I don't find Tull, the mountains. I don't find any of it interesting. And I think it all kind of goes back to that I don't think the characters are particularly compelling in this one. And I know that now. Yay, I figured something out. And woohoo! So at least there's that. I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna make myself a ramen and a cup of water. Maybe some tea. That sounds really nice. And then I'm gonna try to finish this. So fingers crossed for me. For past me, I guess. My nose itches, sorry. I finished, yay, woo. Lots of ums. Ate some food, I'm feeling better. I'm not sure if that's, pretty evident. I feel like I sound better, sound more like myself. But yeah, then after I wrap this up, it's still just not that engaging to me. I'm looking forward to reading the next one. Or not the next one. I'm looking forward to reading the updated version of this to see what differences there may be. Hopefully, I know that overall the story's the same. I think in the foreword I read, there were like 2 or 3 completely new scenes added. But it's just a lot of language change, which I think could really help this. Now that I've finished this, I'm just like dying to pick up the drawing of the 3 because I'm really like dying for Eddie and Susanna to come in and make everything better. It's not meant to be. I need to hold off on that at least until May, just because, oh goodness, that's a big cough. At least until May, because we're doing this for book club. Sometimes if we really enjoy the first book in a series, we'll continue reading parts of the series together. Not sure if Lisa and Dale are going to enjoy this one enough to continue, but we will see. If they don't, then I'll pick it up. I'll pick up the drawing of the 3 really quickly. But yeah, I'm going to take a break from reading for a bit. I'm going to go play some DBD, I think. Go kill some people, throw them on hooks, have some fun, drink some coffee that I forgot I had that's sitting over there. Okay, bye. The TV remote decided to quit working while I left to go brush my teeth for 2.5 minutes, but these 2 were cuddling, so there's that. Oh, hello. Are you joining me? Gonna hang out by my feeties? Because I know you're not gonna curl up behind my knees. Well, thank you. We used to have really sweet dogs. Oh my god, are you gonna curl up behind my knees? Oh my god. I would piss myself in excitement. Now I have to clean the couch. Oh, you're not right behind my knees. Okay. These 2 are still cuddling. Yeah. Okay, so it's Sunday the 10th. 10th? Yeah, it sounds right. Whatever. And I am finally getting around to reading this today. I'm 46 or so pages in here. Holy shit, this is so much better. So much better. It fixes a lot of the problems that I already had with it. The language is a lot better. It doesn't read as ridiculously as the original does, I guess is how I'm going to phrase that. It does feel more inclusive of a lot of things throughout the rest of the series, like language-wise, like saying long days and pleasant nights, sigh, all that kind of stuff. I also have to say that I didn't acknowledge this the first time I was talking about it. How fucking appropriate is it that 19 years later I'm finding out about this edition? Yeah. But yeah, it's already so much better. The scene with, but after Allie tells Roland about the Man in Black and Nort, and I was talking about this message he left her. That's an incredible addition in here, and I think it really starts the whole 19 mythos throughout the rest of the series really well. And I'm really enjoying this so far. It's still probably not going to be my favorite. It's still probably going to end up at about a 3-star. I think just because I have a long history of not loving this, and even though there are things that are changed, it's still basically the same story, so it's very hard for me to separate them, but holy shit, this is so much better already, and I'm just so delighted. I'm so happy. Thank you, Lisa, for telling me this existed. I just want to say, I made the mistake of going to the Dark Tower subreddit because now I'm just itching to get into the next book and to fully reread the series again. I already was, but now I'm like, no, I have to get to book 3. You have to give me Oi now. I need Oi. I need him in my life. I need him in my life. I need Jake. I need Oi. I need Eddie. I need Susanna. I need all of them, and I need them all going on these adventures, and I need the Emerald City. I need Blaine. I need all of it so badly, and I'm just dying to get into the next books. I'm throwing stuff off my desk. I'm just dying to get into the next books. But I'm kind of getting the feeling that Nate and I are going to be the only ones that want to continue with the series. I just don't think this is quite Lisa and Dale's speed, and that's perfectly fine. And so if they don't want to continue in the series, we're going full tilt ahead, and I'm so excited, and I need to not go back to the subreddit because I'm gonna see all their fun posts and all their fun fan arts and all these people's beautiful tattoos and everyone discussing it, and it's just it's gonna kill me until I can get around to them. So far there's only been one change that I don't really like. I don't like the change in what Allie says but right after the trap is sprung and Tull. I'm trying to be vague, just in case anyone's watching this who hasn't read this book 1,000 times. I don't really care for that too much. It just felt a little off. I don't know. I didn't love it. That's it. Everything else I'm really enjoying still. I think it's a lot better so far. I will say, having read all the books several times, this definitely reads a little different than the rest of them still. I think just because you can tell in books 2 through 7 that it's a lot of just how Stephen King writes, in general, just the story unraveling as he tells it, and certain things just kind of picking up some importance as he goes. And this is leaning a lot more into those than it's going to in books even 2 through 4. And it's still just a little strange. But I think it's just because it's different than how he typically writes. Okay, this is weird. I'm not trying to do ASMR. But my husband's parents are in the house right now, and I don't want them to hear me. So I'm doing this. I just wrapped up the Gunslinger, and the newest edition, and I don't have the physical copy because I gave it back to his parents. But oh my god, that's so much better. It's so much fucking better. It's actually like fucking readable. I feel mean saying that. 1 second. I'm just gonna stand. But it's like actually fucking readable and shit. I hate the first one so much. It's always so difficult for me to get through. I always try, and inevitably I fucking fail, and I get really upset about it, and I just force my way through it anyways. I just skim like the last 100 pages. But this one was actually really fun to read. It still ended up being just a 3-star for me, but it's very different than the 3 stars I usually give the original edition. Okay, I'm gonna stop this now. I'll do like a full update and kind of comparison between the two tomorrow whenever I'm not having to whisper. Okay, bye. Okay, so I have finished. We have finished. I say we. I finished the 2 different editions of the Gunslinger. I no longer have the other one because it has gone back to my husband's lovely parents. And the updated version is a shitload better. It's a shitload better. It's like, I don't want to be dramatic, but it felt like it was actually much more readable and much more enjoyable to read. It fixes a lot of problems that I had with this version. It does a much better job fitting into the rest of the series. It feels like there's actually some tie-in between the first book and the rest of the books, and it feels much more like Roland is the Roland we get throughout the rest of the series. Overall, I feel like the updated version is better written. It's much more like Stephen King's usual writing with really strong characters. The settings are a lot better. It reads a lot better. Just all the things that I don't love about this were fixed. That being said, both of these are still 3-star books, but they're very different kinds of 3 stars, right? This one, the original edition, is a... Stop that! Sorry. The original edition is much more of a begrudging 3 stars of like, you start my favorite series, but I don't like you, but I recognize that other people do. So really it should be more of a 2-star. While the updated version, which I don't have, but maybe I'll put on the screen, or my husband will put on the screen, is much more of a really solid 3 stars, where I actually liked it, I enjoyed it, I liked the ride a lot more. There were still things I didn't love about it, and it's still probably one of my least favorite books in the entire series, but I did enjoy reading it this time for the first time in my life. So, there we go. Experiment over. Do all the algorithm things if you want or you feel like. If not, then I'll see you the next time, I guess. Bye. Don't watch this. Have a great day. Patrick, come here. Ah!